Donna Cutting, founder and CEO of Red Carpet Learning Systems. And I want to start by saying thank you for everything that you and your team do. My background is in senior living. I work with a lot of senior living and healthcare professionals, and I am amazed every single day at how you go through adversity to make sure that you are taking the very best care of your residents and your patients and your customers. And I want to also remind you that in order to take the best care of your patients and residents and other customers, you must first put your team members first. And one of the questions that I often get is, how do we keep our team members motivated, and how do we boost morale, especially during turbulent times? And so I'm going to use an acronym of CARE to get you thinking about some ways that you can do that. Number one is the C, and that is communicate. Now, there is nothing more important than being absolute transparent and consistent and creative with your communications, especially during difficult times. People like to be in the know. One of the analogies that I like to use is that I fly a lot on airplanes, and when we're sitting on a tarmac, there are two different types of pilots. There's the pilot who comes on once and tells us that we're not going to move for a while, and then we don't hear from them again. And then there's the pilot that comes on every 5 minutes. Even if he or she don't have an update, they're still updating us to let us know that they will let us know when they have more information. That's the pilot I like, because you know what happens is that if I'm not hearing that kind of communication, I am making things up in my head. And so really thinking about how often and how transparently you are communicating with your team is going to help to keep their morale up, because they're going to feel in the know. That's C. A is appreciation. And I'm not talking about recognition, the pins, the plaques, the pizza, the parties, the parking spaces. All of those things are great and they have their place. But true appreciation comes when your team members know that you see them doing good, that you recognize their contribution, and then you verbally in some way praise them and thank them and give them the idea that what they're doing matters. That's what real appreciation is. And especially during challenging times, you want to double down on showing that appreciation to your team. R is revelry and fun. When morale is low, one of the best things you can do is just to enable people to let off a little steam, have some fun. I've seen some of our senior living providers doing things like karaoke in the break room, or even decorating the break room, or having hula hoop contests, or there's all kinds of ways to allow people to let off steam. But I encourage you not to think of that as just the fluff and the fun. It's actually something that's going to help keep their spirits up so that they can stay motivated during these challenging times. And last but not least, E stands for emotional support. Now, we may not think of this as something that is provided for by an employer to an employee, but actually when you're going through challenging times, one of the best things you can do as a leader is to provide resources to your team members related to mental health, grief counseling, even financial planning and childcare, and all kinds of things that they may need to stay emotionally well so that they can give their best to you. Last but not least, I want to encourage you to embrace the innovation that comes with challenging times, because you've had to get creative, you've had to get scrappy, and although it may have not been for what you might consider a positive reason, all of that that great innovation is something that's going to help you be better in the future. And so thank you again. In summary, communicate transparently, consistently, and creatively. Appreciate. Revelry and fun, so important. Emotional support, and then embrace the innovation that and creativity that you've exhibited during this challenging time. Thank you so much. I'm Donna Cutting. Stay well.